we'll start out with some opening comments from Coach.
What a privilege, an honor to be a part of what today meant in the history of Wisconsin basketball. Tremendous respect for this program, everything that's been built here. I'd like to thank Greg for giving us the opportunity to wear the tie. We all knew Howard. We make this about life and death sometimes, and it truly isn't. And in a world where it's very easy to forget, there's a lot of things a lot more important. And if that didn't bring tears to your eyes today, seeing Howard out there, then I pity you. That's what this thing is all about. And young guy that was instrumental, huge in this profession, in the game of basketball, and I'm honored that Greg asked us to be a part of this and wear the tie and do what we can to help support Howard. And it was nice for the former players to come back. So the emotion of the game early, I felt. I thought that we did a nice job of handling that. Took us a little bit. I thought Terrence really settled us down with the stretch and our defense. And I think we had a sequence where we had 7 or 8 straight stops in that time frame. And that got us back in it. I thought that Marcus handled his return back to the state in a way that was unique. Most of the time, those don't go that way. But in front of friends and family, he did it against an elite defender all night long, and Tyler Wall, who I have so much respect for. But I thought offensively, we settled down after we got out of the first few minutes. And I thought Terrence did a terrific job on AJ, kind of limiting his 4 of 12, didn't get off a 3. So it was nice game on the defensive side for us. And then, offensively, we just kind of found our way. And so excited for the win and beat a very, very good team that is going to have an opportunity to make a deep run in the tournament.
Thank you, Coach. Questions for the coach, please. Right here.
How much is what you've been able to do offensively maybe tied to the fact that Marcus and Terrence do it in maybe such different ways?
Yeah. I've said this a lot now. We don't run much for Terrence. We ran a little action, late in the half court to him in the second half, but most of what he got in the first half wasn't to him. A lot of what we do with Marcus is not that either. I mean, it's just putting him into a situation and creating a matchup. So, but they do it in different ways, and they're both efficient. And the best thing is they're great teammates, so they share it. So, yeah, it's nice to have that. It's not very often you score 91 against Wisconsin, especially in their building. But I thought we took advantage of the opportunities we had today.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Brad, I mean, plus-minus stats can be facetious sometimes, but the last few box scores, Justin Harmon keeps showing up plus 10, plus 12 in limited minutes. What can you say about his contribution over the last?
No, I don't think 22 minutes is limited. I think it's a pretty good chunk. But yeah, he's been valuable. He's what you guys that know me locally. I mean, how important sixth man is, and how much I strive for that productivity and finding that piece. And he never knows when I'm going to put him in. I don't know. And it kind of goes for the flow of the game and what it needs. But I think defensively in his last few, he's been stellar. He's been very, very good. He's impacted the game there. He's a very good free throw shooter. He gives us a lift, no doubt.
Right in front, Coach.
Talked about returns to your home state don't necessarily go the way Marcus's did. Just what does it say for him that he was able to not get kind of caught up in all of that? And just what has he meant to y'all this season as kind of a grand transfer?
We probably don't have enough time for me to talk about what he's meant for us. We knew he was a really good player. He was just shy of 2,000 points coming in here and missed 3/4 of a season at Southern. And so we knew his versatility. We just didn't know how we were going to see it, what it was going to look like. And, basically our full-time point guard now and his skill set. I have not been around a player who spends more time. He gets 3 workouts a day and include one of those at our practice. He is ridiculously committed to the game of basketball and his success. And whether it's treatments, whether it's, the recovery piece, whatever it is, he is very committed to that. To come home, most guys, get a little amped, get a little nervous, and that becomes the moment, is worrying about all that other stuff. He just focuses on the game. And that's a unique quality. It really is, to understand that, there's a game. He's a great teammate, and that showed out today. Couldn't be happier for him.
Right there, Coach.
Brad, he showed kind of that swagger about him too down the stretch. Just how much does that play into your confidence to go to him and know that he's going to be in the right mentality?
Yeah, there's very few times he's not in the right mentality. I thought it was a little bit of a slower start for him tonight, but he just kind of finds his way to the game, and he doesn't force it. We were, as we are every game, we're curious as to what the matchup will be, and who will match who. He just kind of picks and chooses, and again, he's got 14 pivots and the ability to shoot that fadeaway and right hand, left hand, and that becomes a pretty hard guard, especially when you're a 90% free throw shooter.
Coach, 4 years ago, came to the Colt. Came to the Colt Center, snapped a long losing streak to the Badgers. Now you've won 7 straight. What changed in the time in the program? And you've talked about the atmosphere and how difficult it is to play here, to be able to string together these wins now and kind of handle this rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a great program, and it has been for so long. And I may be wrong, but we're not even halfway there to what Wisconsin's streak was over us. So we still got a lot of catching up to do. And it's a great program. Some teams you just, you kind of play well, and I think our guys always get up for playing Wisconsin. Greg's one of my close friends in the profession. I've got so much respect for the job he does, and it's not trying to make light of anything. It is quite a feat to come in and win someplace 4 times in a row. Great players, great coaches, beating a great program, and we're happy for that.
In the back, Coach.
Brad, we talked yesterday about setting the month up well. Analytically, your best win so far on paper. How did you do that today to start off a month that's so important?
I think we're, as I've talked about, I think we're healthier, so we're practicing better. Amani didn't get in the game today, but that wasn't anticipated. I mean, I anticipated playing him. I think we're finding a place that, after Terrence's time away, I think that that we're finding the right comfort. I think we're realizing how to use Dane. I think we're very comfortable in the cross match now that people throw at us. So March is a time to hopefully get it all figured out and continue playing for a while.
Let's go 2 more questions for Coach. Let's go, Michael, and in the middle. Did we get the mic? Someone swallowed the mic. Michael, then right in the middle, please.
You're obviously not playing a traditional big, but I guess, do you do that to a lot of 5 guys, limit them to 14 minutes, and obviously got Stephen Crowell in foul trouble pretty early.
Yeah, I don't want to say we do that to everybody. I think the one thing that we have with Coleman is the ability to play in space. And, Coleman's one of the top 3-point shooters in the league. And, I thought Wisconsin did a terrific job of not giving him those. But he's also proven to be pretty effective, playing booty ball as well. So, I think some unfortunate calls, but I don't win his way. Steven's been having a great season. He's been their go-to guy of late, and just kind of a tough night for him, I thought. But we don't do that a lot.
Brad, with the matchups that you talked about, like, can you kind of walk us through? Do you have like a list before you come in, like if they do X and we'll do Y, or is it more of like an end game? And like
it's very much in game, because I obviously didn't think Crowell would play 14 minutes, and we actually tried to go the other way. We actually tried to play Dane and go big. Second half, they just kind of got away from swing and everything else and started driving us. So we had to counter a little bit, and that meant Justin and Quincy and some longer time periods for Coleman. But it's by feel, it's by flow. It's the chess match of the game sometimes, and kind of feel it out.
Brad, do you feel like tonight was a game that Terrence could get going and maybe stay going because of what he did defensively?
I thought they did a great job on him. And of course, I got a lot of respect for Chuck. He's one of the top steal leaders in our league. And, and truthfully, we don't run a lot to him. Wisconsin's number one in the league and fewest points in transition. So you have some concerns going in, like, okay, is he going to break loose? Is he going to get away? And, I thought he picked his opportunities. He got to the foul line a little bit, 9 times, which is kind of low for him. But again, I think it's the way Wisconsin plays, and I thought they did a nice job. And then he got hit some nice mid-range jumpers and a couple threes. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Back over by our bench, we'll have Marcus.
Safe travels. Take care, my friends.
Yeah.